Hi, and thanks for joining us for this edition of the Homeschool Connection. I'm your host, Dr. Patrick Aladowicz. Today, we're taking an up-close look at the Educational Foundation of Lake County. This organization does so many amazing things when it comes to connecting our community and our schools. Joining me to talk more about the Foundation's mission and vision for the future are James Myers, the Foundation Board Attorney, and the organization's Vice President, Mike Stone. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Educational Foundation's mission and vision, and who exactly does the foundation serve?
Well, I'll start by saying that the Educational Foundation is comprised of a board of directors that has community leaders and business leaders. There are roughly 30 of us from all walks of life, and we also have some ex officio members that include Dr. Moxley, board member Roseanne Brandyberg, and also the Lake County Sheriff. As far as our mission and our vision, we serve the students of Lake County and also assist the teachers in their efforts to also serve the students of Lake County. We serve the public education system. Charter schools typically are not involved in what we do. But of note, we also serve Lake Tech, which most people don't realize is part of kind of our umbrella of what we do.
So essentially the foundation really is there to serve our schools and our school system.
Our job is to give back as much as we possibly can and do whatever we can to help teachers do their jobs and help students get what they need.
I understand that on average you raise about $1 million a year. So where does that money come from and how do you spend it?
Well, a good chunk of it comes through the consortium of Florida Educational Foundations through the state matching dollars. The state gives money and it's divvied up by the consortium among the 60 or so local educational foundations across the state. We have a number of other avenues of funds as well.
We certainly apply for grants. We work with the local corporate industries to get sponsorship for our events. The Florida state licensing funds come for education. There's a number of them, and we help with, as James just mentioned, for the utilization of those funds for all the education system.
Now, maybe you could share with us some of the ways that the foundation is spending those monies. How are our schools and our teachers and our families benefiting from those dollars? What are some examples of some of the events that you do?
One of the things that we're most proud of is our Teacher of the Year banquet. And it'll be coming up here soon, but we will honor each Teacher of the Year from each school with a token purchase of some prizes, and then the finalists will actually receive some other prizes once they're named.
Yeah, and I understand this year, what a coup, the foundation was able to obtain a 3-year lease on a brand new vehicle for our Teacher of the Year.
We were very fortunate. As a matter of fact, the Jenkins Automotive Group stepped up. We've been trying to achieve this for several years, and our executive director finally got to the point where she had somebody who saw the significance and the importance of recognizing these teachers, and now that they're going to get a Jetta for our 3-year lease.
Yeah, and what a great example of the generosity that exists in our community to have an organization like the Jenkins Automotive Group to step forward and give such a generous gift to a wonderful teacher here in Lake County that really represents all of the great teaching that happens in our county. So what are some of the other great programs that you sponsor?
The foundation has Apple Mart, which is basically where teachers shop for free.
Mm-hmm.
We have the back to school backpack fair,
Mm-hmm.
where we actually hand out backpacks which are stuffed with supplies for the kids.
And that's a great thing, because a lot of times our parents and our families don't necessarily have the resources to make sure that their children have all the supplies they need. So that's a great gift to our families, and they can really benefit from those foundation
Absolutely.
dollars.
Yeah.
So we also manage the Take Stock in Children program for both Sumter and Lake County. So we broadened our purview a little there. That's where students sign a contract entering 9th grade, and if they meet the requirements of the program, they receive a scholarship at the end of the program.
We have school impact grants up to $25,000 that serves the programs inside the school. Scott Strong Memorial Scholarships last year, we gave $62,000 to participants, and it turned out to be, not only, as you mentioned, beneficial for the students, but also for the families.
Right, and I can just tell you that I know at Leesburg Elementary, we were fortunate to receive one of those impact grants for $25,000 at our school. And I can tell you it's made a huge difference for what we can do to meet the needs of our children and to serve them and their families. So I can say firsthand what a great impact those dollars have had just on our school at Leesburg Elementary. And I know the other schools that receive those funds are also very grateful for the support of the foundation as well. Now, I know that the foundation does a lot of fundraising events, and the word about town is that if the foundation has a fundraising event, you need to be there. Talk a little bit about some of those events, and I've been to a few myself, and they're a lot of fun, so share some of those with us.
I think that we have a couple of them that really have maintained themselves over the years and have been beneficial to both participants that go there, but also to the fundraising aspect of it. One of them is the Kentucky Derby. Of course, we're always excited about that, and this year particularly because we're partnering with the Boys and Girls Club, and we have the Teacher of the Year banquet. Mm-hmm. And this is probably one of our great events that recognizes the teachers, family, they all come out and they share in that pride. And one of the other ones that I think that people don't realize that benefits the kids so much is something we've already alluded to, and that is the Scott Strong Memorial Scholarships. These scholarships have benefited several kids over the years, and once again have a great impact.
Okay.
There's a few other fundraising events that we have. One of our biggest ones is the Renaissance Fair. We hold it every November. It's gotten to the point now where we've decided to have it on 2 separate weekends because
Right.
it's just grown over the years. The No Child Left Behind Duck Race, or No Duck Left Behind Rubber Duck Race,
Which is coming up soon.
which is going to be at Wooten Park again this year. And in years past, some of the fun things that have happened was we've had rubber ducks parachuting out of a seaplane, and the kids chase those down, and it's really a good time. And another one that we always have is Stepping Out for Education, which is our Black Tie Affair event, and it's fun. We get some of the local celebrities, if you will, pair them up with a professional dancer and see if they can dance and not step on anyone's toes.
Yeah, I watched one of those on film the other day, and we have some amazing dancers here in Lake County. Very impressive.
They get to have an opportunity for 20 hours of training with these professionals, and
Okay.
it's amazing how well it's received.
Now, I know that there's a new community engagement piece that the foundation is working on that really is creating some opportunities for our teachers to get some individual funding, as well as an opportunity for really anyone in the community to participate in helping our teachers and our children in our schools. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So we actually have 2 separate community engagement pieces that one is already rolled out, and one we're trying to roll out. The first one is Find It Funded, which is a donor matching program that you'll learn about more here in a little bit. The bigger and broader community engagement piece that we're trying to roll out, again, this came through the consortium of Florida Educational Foundations by way of a Bill and Melinda Gates grant that the consortium received, and we were one of, I believe, 6 or 7 foundations across the state that had the opportunity to attend a training seminar, learn about community engagement and how to start a bunch of community conversations and really get in front of people and get them thinking about what their aspirations are for their community. Everyone has a definition of what their community is. It could be your block, it could be your church, it could be your school, and get a feel for really what the issues are that people care about. And we're hoping that education happens to be one of them, but the purpose of this process is to kind of see where it goes, and whatever comes out of this process, our goal is to take the data and share it with the other groups that may be interested, such as the county commission, sheriff's office, I mean whoever else, however these issues come up, share the information and see what happens and how we can all come together and make the Lake County community as a whole that much better.
We're starting off the program in Leesburg as a pilot, and hopefully we'll get the community engaged to a point where we're communicating not from an educational foundation standpoint, not from the school board's standpoint, but from the community standpoint.
Thank you for joining us on the program today and sharing all of the great work of the Educational Foundation of Lake County. You guys represent an organization that really impacts our children, our families, and our communities in such a positive way. So again, thank you for being on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
When we come back, more on the Educational Foundation and their new initiative, Find It, Fund It. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Homeschool Connection. I'm your host, Dr. Patrick Oladowicz. If you're just joining us, we're taking an in-depth look today at the Education Foundation of Lake County and their latest initiative to engage our community with our schools. We are pleased to have with us Mariah Delgado, the Foundation Grants Specialist, Tracy Brady, a teacher at Umatilla Elementary, and Groveland Elementary's Tiffany Forsyth. Welcome to our show today.
Thank you.
I understand the foundation has kicked off a new initiative called Find It, Fund It, a new grant program. Mariah, could you tell us a little bit about this initiative?
As you know, Lake County Public School System has many dedicated teachers with creative ideas in getting students engaged in learning. How often budgets sometimes fall short, and these projects can't come to fruition unless they reach into their own pockets to fund them. So the Educational Foundation of Lake County and the Florida Consortium of Education Foundations designed a website called Find It, Fund It that allows teachers to post their special classroom projects, and individuals and businesses in the community can go to that website and fund those projects.
So any teacher in Lake County can use this website to post a project that they want to do, and any citizen anywhere can go on and fund that project. Is that correct?
That's correct. It's a great way for the community to get involved in the classroom.
And is Lake County the only county in Florida that does this program?
No, it's a statewide initiative. Right now there are 14 counties that participate in Find It, Fund It. Collier County was the first county, and they have funded $58,000 to 81 teachers since they've started.
Wow, that's amazing. And it sounds like just a great program and a great opportunity for our teachers, many of whom pay out of their own pockets
Yes.
To fund projects, to now have an alternative to that. Tiffany, can you tell us how easy it is to go on to the Find It, Fund It website and,
Yes.
and get a project started?
It's very simple. You want to go to finditfunditflorida.com, and then you'll need to create like a profile where you have your username, you create a password, and then you just go in and you fill out. They have these amazing guiding questions, and you just answer what your goal is, the itemized list of the things that you'll be needing, some of the outcomes, and you just go in, you fill out all the questions and submit. It's pretty simple. Yeah.
It does sound simple.
Yeah.
So now how do potential donors find out how to fund a project? How does that work?
Well, they can go through the Educational Foundation of Lake County's website,
Okay.
which is www.edfoundationlake.com. Click on Find It, Fund It, and that'll take you to the Find It, Fund It website. They can browse through projects. The hardest part is selecting which project you want to donate to. And it gives you all the information about the project, the goals, the breakdown of the budget, and then you just click Fund It Now, and it takes them through the steps on entering their information to fund it.
Now, I understand that Wells Fargo has made a significant contribution to sort of jumpstart this program here in Florida. Is that correct?
Yes, they very generously have given grants to the education foundations. For us, that means a $1,000 grant, and we have 20 $50 gift cards. And we've been using those gift cards through a Facebook contest. So folks can go to the Educational Foundation of Lake County's Facebook page, click on like or share for Find It, Fund It, and that enters them in the contest. We have a weekly drawing, and the winners then get that $50 gift card to spend on the project of their choosing.
Great. Now, Tracy and Tiffany, I understand that you had two of the first projects funded. So maybe you could just share with us a little bit about your projects, just as an example of the kinds of projects that are available out there.
Certainly.
Please go ahead.
Okay. My project is connecting special need children with the building materials called Connects. So a lot of times those materials really lend themselves to STEM projects, engineering and problem solving. So having the access to those kits and the materials for them to do projects with is really beneficial and usually out of our reach financially. So we're excited to have it funded.
Right, so you know, sometimes these are things the school itself can't afford to fund.
Correct.
But you know in your heart what it means to your children.
Absolutely.
So this is a way for you to get some funding for that project.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Great, wonderful.
A couple of years ago, I just had an idea of inviting parents and kids to come out for a night of stargazing after we did our space unit. And I thought it would be so fun if we could have telescopes and to be able to look at the moon and stars in real life application, but our school just didn't have any telescopes. So I tried to find some and I managed to round up a few. And this year I wanted to do the project again, and I thought, oh, I had just heard of Find It, Fund It, and I was like, oh, this would be a great idea to propose to the community, to invite parents and students and families to come out and to use telescopes. So that's what I asked for my Find It, Fund It project, was 3 telescopes, and we're going to have a stargazing night, which is part of our parent initiative and part of our standards, and to get the kids excited about Florida's history with space, and just there's so many outcomes I'm dreaming of that will happen just from this one little this one little thing. So that's going to be coming up before the end of the year. I'm excited to see the kids use hands-on scientific tools and look at the stars and the moon and the planets and
get the parents involved.
And get the parents involved and yeah.
Right. And so what was the total cost of your project?
It was less than $300 actually. I did some research for some telescopes that I thought would be good for the kids and easy for us to use, and they came out to about $100 each, and so that my grant was about $300.
So 300 and your grant was about?
A little bit more than that, around 360.
So, but that's a significant hit on the pocketbook of a teacher if you're having to fund that yourself.
If you're personally funding it,
Yeah.
for sure.
Now, Tracy, I understand that, you know, with any grant project, there's some paperwork that sort of goes along with, you know, after you receive the funding, how did it go? Can you talk a little bit about what that process looks like for us?
Sure. A lot of times we want to demonstrate that accountability for the project and the funding, and we also want to look at the success of the project and what were the results, anticipated outcomes. Did we reach those objectives? And if not, how far along the process did we get? There's feedback from that as far as how can we improve it? Is it something that's workable for other teachers? Will someone else segue from that idea and develop a new project from the feedback that we provide? So there's that accountability piece, but there's also, I think, an important piece of letting the investors know the value of their investment.
Right. So there's a way for the people that fund these projects to hear about the impact it made on the children.
Absolutely. The results of the feedback that we give will be shared with those investors, but in the process of the project, we can upload photographs and testimonials.
Wonderful.
And investors or potential investors in other projects can check that out through the website.
So the people that are funding these projects have the opportunity to really see the impact that they're making on children's lives and on your teaching and instruction.
Yes, sir.
That's great. Mariah, tell us a little bit about how many projects are currently out there on the website so
Well,
far.
I'm pleasantly surprised. We really kicked this thing off within the schools January 5th when we came back from the holiday break. And I wanted to try to encourage as many teachers to post as many projects so that when I was introduced to the community, there'd be projects for them to see. And so it's been a little more than a month and a half, and there's 78 projects listed.
Wow, so 78, and so far we funded 2. And this is an ongoing project that, will go into next year, so teachers can put their grants online and as long, do they stay online until they're funded? How does that work? Are they there for a certain time period?
Well, yes. For instance, if somebody puts on a large project now, and is hoping to get it funded and complete the project by the end of the school year, that's probably not going to happen. So they may want to start that project in August. If they put it on the website and it hasn't been funded within a couple months and it doesn't look like they're going to get the funding to complete that project, the money goes to the teacher to use on a different project, or maybe they can modify their original project to fit the funding.
All right, so if a teacher submits a grant proposal,
Right.
and that grant proposal isn't fully funded,
Right.
there's still a benefit to the teacher to modify their proposal
Right.
or create a different proposal to still be able to utilize those funds
Right.
to help their children in their classroom. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
that's exactly.
So you guys excited about getting started with your project?
Very much so.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us here today on the Homeschool Connection. We're so glad that you were able to join us, and we're excited to see the great outcomes from this great grant process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
When we come back, we're taking a look at how movement and academics equals success. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Homeschool Connection. I'm your host, Dr. Patrick Olodowich. Old and new research is coming together regarding physical activity and learning. The bottom line is brain health is directly related to physical activity. On our Fit Body, Fit Mind segment, Muriel Burt has some exercise tips for your kids. Let's check it out.
Hi, welcome for joining us for Fit Body, Fit Mind. Today we're here with our kindergartners again, and we're going to be working with the letters of the alphabet while they build their puzzle pieces, recognizing the letters and where they belong in the alphabet. They're going to first skip down, get a piece of the puzzle, skip back, find where it goes in the puzzle, and then their partner will take a turn. They're going to have a lot of fun using their galloping feet first. Kindergarten, are we ready? All right, first person, go ahead, you show me your best galloping feet. Okay, second person, come on up to your dot. Use your galloping feet, come on down. Those are some nice galloping feet. Okay, now we're going to use our skipping feet. We're working on galloping and skipping in class, so we're going to use those skipping feet right now. Skip on down, get another piece of your puzzle. Come on down. Remember, one foot's in front, then the other one's in front. One's in front, then the other one's in front. Okay, next person. Skip on down. So as you can see, they are building their puzzles. These puzzles are very inexpensive. I purchased the puzzles for $1. I have many of them, so all the kids in class can use a puzzle while we work on the different letters. We also use the letters to build words of their vocabulary words in class while they're working on their motor skills, such as skipping, galloping, hopping, etc. So you can do this at home. Find a puzzle, Put the letters together, let them have some relay races, skipping down, dancing, and have fun with the letters of the alphabet while becoming physically fit. Thank you for tuning in and having fun with us today. You can find more information on lakefronttv.com.
Well, that's all the time we have left. We hope you enjoyed today's edition of the Homeschool Connection. If you have a question or a topic you'd like to see be addressed in a future episode, please contact us on lakefronttv.com. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Until next time, don't break the connection.